Panther Nation Podcast. Yeah. Let's go. Yeah. Oh, cut it. Cut right. And I would like to introduce one of the hottest podcasts in Carolina history. Let's go. Yeah. Talk less chat. We got time to chop it up. Talking analytics and fantasy draft. You know what's up. Panther Nation representing. Cause this is where we talk that. Talk that's so incredible. Make them rewind that talk back. Pause. Talking Panthers football. We discussing it all. On and off the field. You know exactly who to call. You know we the #1 podcast. Competition is non-existent. You need to stop that. Pause. It's an honor to be a Panther fan. Pause. At Bank of America, that is where we ball. Coming to the jungle, then you gonna feel the pause. Winning the trophy for the city, it is the call. Black, white, and blue, we going Carolina strong. And this is the conversation where everyone belongs. Discussing all the numbers and topics, you know we got it. We the hottest podcast, and we poppin'. Let's go.
Yo, what is cracking? What's popping? A little slight delay with the little pause. Throw me off for a second. What's good, everybody? What's popping, man?
That was an interesting delay. What's going on, guys?
It's actually kind of dope. It was actually kind of dope. I liked it. What's good, everybody? What's popping with the people, man? We ain't quite get to 200 on Click. I would have liked to seen 200 on Click, but I'm sure they will show up as we go along here. But, man, it's a lot to talk about today, low key, man. It's a lot to discuss. But as you all know, before we get into that, man, Dave, how was he? Is that processed blue? It's looking a little processy.
It is very processed blue, and I took a picture on Twitter to let you guys see what that processed blue looks like. I don't know what the camera's showing. You know what I'm saying? That the lighting might have made it lighter than it should be. But it's funny because I did a fantasy football best ball lesson over the weekend for my Patreon folks, and I did a nice comparison. So
yeah, show the people, Dave, because I got a lot of questions about that. Show the people.
So this is the Cam Newton jersey that we bought last year. I mean, during the whole, it is night and day, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, that processed blue is so clean, bro.
Night and day.
Yeah, it's the process.
Night and day.
Big difference.
This joint is fire.
Big difference. It is fire.
That joint is it is fire. It's not even close. This is way better than what they used to wear. Way better.
Agreed.
Way better.
You can tell the difference. Like as soon as you get in the store, you like, yo.
Oh yeah, it's night and day.
Processed blue, yo, it's way better, bro. It's way better.
Way better. I don't think I can buy any other color at this point.
Yeah, and I'm with you, Dave. Like I don't even like getting the blue jersey like that. For me, I prefer the white. I like the white jersey. That's my favorite one. But
I prefer the blue. I always prefer the blues. I always would get the blue or the black. The whites is just too much to keep up. Like to keep it clean and all that. I'm clumsy as hell. You know I'm clumsy.
You are clumsy. Yeah.
I am clumsy. Look, man, I know my flaws. You know what I'm saying? I know my flaws. I'm gonna show you a quick picture. Give me 1 second, guys.
Hold on,
it might give you a better.
Answer this question. ALS with the big.
Oh God, are you kidding me? Dog, I'm taking Friday off.
Wow.
I'm taking Friday off. Oh yeah, Fridays. Yeah, I'm taking Friday off. That request was in months ago. Once the date was announced, that day was off. Friday's taking off. I'm going into midnight. I'm gonna try to get me a controller. Because I couldn't get the controller on pre-order, so I got to get a controller. Oh, yeah. The day's already done. I might do some streaming. We're going to see how it's going to go.
Shout out to Thursday ALS, man. Shout out to ALS.
But shout out for the super chat, ALS. Give me 1 second. I'm going to do a quick share.
Yeah, what was you saying?
I was going to do a quick share. Give me 1 second. Because I know like with the lighting in the room, it might not show how good the, let me see, how good the,
you got a side-by-side pick?
Nah, but I got a pretty good shot of the color that I took earlier today. Bro, that joint's clean, man.
Yeah,
It's
the
clean.
processed blue is better, man. It's way better.
That
It's
joint's
gonna look
clean.
better. Like when they get on the field, it's gonna look fire, bro. It's gonna look fire.
That joint's
This
clean.
is this is
It's clean.
this was a good change. This was a good change.
That joint is clean. It's just clean.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So for me, my weekend, bro, chilling. Ran up to the stadium, obviously, to get these jerseys. I think that was, I don't know what day I did that. That was Saturday. Had a couple
I
things
was down
business
there
wise.
Saturday too, man. I was down
Yeah,
south with
yeah,
y'all.
yeah. You were. Yeah. So
I had a.
we
I was
ain't
down
run
at
into
A&T.
each other, but yeah, you was here. You was here.
Yeah, I was down in the borough doing some scholarship lunch and stuff. It was a quick trip.
Yeah, man. But yeah, nothing too crazy for me. Got to really chill, cut my grass on Sunday. Kind of low key, man. Really just chilling, man. Trying to take these weekends that I don't have dad duties, trying to rest. So next weekend also don't have much to do. Get to see my niece. My niece coming into town, so that's gonna be dope. Get to play with her. But I gotta go see Guardians. I have not seen Guardians of the Galaxy yet. I will probably do that sometime this weekend. May go Friday. I'm not sure. Depends on who in my family wants to see it. If nobody wants to see it, I'm definitely going Friday night solo.
Shout out to my man Sam. I ran into him at the endowment luncheon on Friday at A&T, and we took a picture. He has the picture though. I don't have the picture. He has the picture. But it was pretty dope. We talked about a lot of stuff. We chopped it up for a bit. Talk Panthers football. So shout out to him. So
that's dope. That's dope, man. Shout out to Sam, who was a Patreon member as well. Saw him. Mm-hmm. He came to PNP Confidential. Shout out to that man. Appreciate you. Appreciate all the Patreon members as well. All right. With that said, man, let's go ahead and get into it. We got 230. I told you they would come. Dave, I told you they would come. 231 people right now. And we appreciate all all the viewers watching right now. A lot to get to. It's a lot to get into. So we're gonna go ahead and get this thing cracking right now. Let me just share my screen real quick. I got a new look for the slides. I'm trying to do some different things, trying to change the look of a lot of things. So just bear with me. If you don't like it, cool. But I'm just trying to do a couple of new things, just to kind of spicing things up a little bit. But Dave, coming up on Thursday, we have the schedule release. I know there was some talks about it not being released on Thursday, and then it came around that they're going to release the schedule on Thursday. And the Panthers have been dropping teasers for the schedule releases. And y'all know them schedule releases be kind of fire. Last year it was like a retro themed one, which is pretty cool. So it's kind of cool to see what they're gonna do this year. We will try to live stream it. I think whenever they drop the video, we'll try to get on here live and react to it and see and go through the schedule right off the rip like we normally do. Just go through the schedule and see what we can determine the record is going to be. So, Dave, any thoughts on the schedule being released on Thursday?
The only thing that's intriguing was some of the details regarding the schedule this year. One thing that was interesting was that there's no holds barred on the games, as in there's a possibility that some teams might not get a single primetime game. There's no limit of how many Thursday night games somebody can get as well. So it's going to be interesting to see how this schedule is going to pan out, particularly for us. And considering that I'm actually going to pay for Sunday ticket this year, I'm very interested to see how this is going to go.
Yeah, I think it's going to be cool. I do think we're going to – I mean, there's so many opportunities for us to get a primetime game. Houston versus, Carolina. That would be a dope one to see C.J. Stroud versus Bryce Young. And it would be better if it's not week one, if they push it to later on the season to give both quarterbacks an opportunity to grab the starting position. So if they're smart, they will kind of lay this out the right way. We have so many opportunities to catch a prime. We're going up against damn near every rookie quarterback. They're all going against each other. So it would be dope to catch one of those on prime time. But it's gonna be dope. It's gonna be dope, man. I can't wait to see the schedule. Obviously, MVP members, make sure you all keep. I'm talking about MVP Patreon members. Make sure y'all keep an eye on the schedule as well, because as soon as the schedule release, probably starting we'll do it this month. Start giving away tickets for those games, and as we do them, you will get to choose what game you want to go to, which home games you want to attend with your boy. Okay. So that said, keep an eye on that. Shout out to all the Patreon members. And if you're not a Patreon member right now, you still have an opportunity to sign up and potentially win a game ticket and sit with me and watch the games live from the Silver Club. Super dope experience. Shout out to everybody last year that got the opportunity to do it. Super dope. We'll talk about that later, but schedule's gonna be fun.
So everybody in the chat's talking about it's probably gonna be Carolina doesn't get a primetime game. So I'm gonna ask you this question: other than Carolina, since everybody thinks Carolina's not gonna get a primetime game, even though I think we are gonna get a primetime game. What? Because I think the number 1 overall pick alone is gonna get us a primetime game. I'm just gonna keep it. I agree. That's gonna get us a primetime game. But other than Carolina, what team you think is not gonna get a primetime game?
I don't know. It's a great question. Everybody kind of filled their needs, right? I mean, are there really any super bum teams out there that is just like not going to be fun to watch at all?
This is a hot take.
Dave, about to start. Oh, here we go. Get your popcorn ready, folks. Dave, let's hear it, Dave. Let's hear it. It's not really. I get,
but because the problem is that you got the Packers Bears rivalry, so that kind of makes it hard. But I think the lack of Aaron Rodgers, maybe the intrigue of Jordan Love, maybe might give them a reason to do a primetime game. But give me one reason why we think the Packers are going to be good.
That's fair. That's fair. I would agree there. The
Cardinals is going to have Kyler, unless we're saying Kyler's going to be out for the entire year. The Raiders are the Raiders, bro. They're going to get a primetime game. The Bucks might not get one. The Bucks might not get one.
Yeah.
They don't have too much intrigue. The Bucks is a valid one. The Bucks might not get one. Cleveland's going to get one because of Deshaun Watson. They're good to get a good page turner. The Browns got Deshaun. Nah, the Patriots are big enough, man. They got that market. They're gonna get a game.
They're
gonna get a game. Yeah, you got to remember the major markets are gonna get one. So any team in like L.A., New York, they're gonna get one. Tennessee's not fun, but they might have a rookie quarterback starting.
Yeah, they got Levis starting. There's some intrigue there potentially. Again, with all of the rookie
Giants is a big market team. They're going to get one. NFC East teams are going to get one. There's teams, no matter how trash they are. It's kind of like the New York Knicks, right? Until this year, the Knicks were trash, but they were always on television because they're the New York Knicks.
Real quick, Dave. Why is everybody saying Panthers, Texans, Sunday Night Football Week 1? If you're trying to get the Stroud-Bryce matchup, that would not be advisable because,
that's not a guarantee.
Yeah, it's not a guarantee that either one of us is going to start. So if you're looking for that matchup, you'd be better off scheduling that later in the season because then you will probably get the Bryce versus Stroud matchup. Scheduling Week 1 is not smart. That's just that wouldn't be the right thing to do.
You want to do that like week 5, week 7, exactly. Yeah, like you don't want that joint
mid-season. You don't want that Week 1.
Yeah.
There's no guarantee either one of them is going to start, and that's part of what we're going to talk about today. Is that Dalton has essentially been named. We'll talk about that later, but Dalton was named the starter essentially, which is the right thing to do. But we'll talk.
Which is expected and expected, but we'll talk about it.
Yeah, we'll talk about it. All right, so schedule coming out, and again, if you're not familiar, here is the scheduled opponents for home and away. That Cowboys game is going to be insane at home. The Packers game, last time the Packers came here, the Cam Newton snatch-a-thon of the banner was in full effect. Shout out to Cam, man. He said, "Nah, this ain't no Packers country, bro. Snatch that banner straight off the daggone wall, man. It was super dope." Away, you got the same opponents. Don't have any crazy weather games. Chicago could be crazy depending on when that's scheduled. Miami's gonna be a fun one. Seattle could be an interesting weather one. But outside of that, what y'all think about the schedule? I don't think it's too tough. And if I recall correctly, we had one of the lower strengths of schedule when it came to the schedule. It wasn't very difficult at all on paper. Now all these teams, may or may not have improved. If you take a look, Dave, I would say the Colts, probably a little bit better based on their quarterback situation. Green Bay not going to be as good probably. Vikings probably got a little bit better. Had a really good draft. The Texans are going to be better. The Cowboys, how that
Cowboys are the Cowboys.
Yeah,
Colts,
I don't really put
Colts is going to be interesting depending on when we get them. If we get the Colts earlier or later. Because they're talking like they're going to try to start Richardson Week 1, which is, I don't know if I would do that, but, more power to them.
Yeah. The away games, lines are gonna be pretty tough. They're getting better. Bears are gonna be tough. Obviously, that's got to be a primetime game, right? Bears versus Panthers. That's got to be one. The
Yeah,
blood and
that
guts
would be
there more.
yeah, that would be insane. Yeah, that's got to be a primetime game. If not, it's gonna be a big game. Like it's gonna be like a mainstream game on Fox type of thing, like the main game.
Yeah.
So that's gonna probably be an interesting one. I will say that.
Yeah, if it's me, I probably would say that. And if I'm giving the Panthers any primetime games, it's gonna be Chicago. It's gonna be versus the Texans, and then probably one of the division games. The Saints and Panthers games are always slobber knockers. So I would probably give us a Saints Panthers game. And then maybe a a Falcons Panthers game that will probably be pretty good too. Both teams are improved, so that's one I would keep an eye on as well. Red Boy, appreciate you. He says appreciate the super chat. Says, I can see us getting 2 games, Bears and Texans, and I agree with those two. I think those are surefire primetime games in my opinion. All right. Any more thoughts on the schedule, Dave?
Yeah, I'm looking at which home game I'm going to, bro. But I got to see what that schedule look like.
Yeah,
I don't want to go to the obvious one. I've actually gone and seen Dallas, so I ain't gotta see Dallas. Dallas ain't that deep. So I'm debating on which one I want to hit.
It's gonna be mad Cowboys fans in the house.
Yeah, I ain't gotta go. I do not have to go to that Dallas game. The Colts one's intriguing to me, but I gotta figure out what the dates are. And I might have to change my flights for G-Ho and Aggie Eagle. Because depending on where the dates fall, I might just extend a day.
Yeah, we usually always have a home game for G-Ho.
Not always, but if we do this time, I might extend it a day. We'll see.
Yeah,
but I already bought my flight, so I gotta figure that out.
So Jared says, "What y'all think about the teams possibly playing 2 Thursday night games?" I don't like Thursday night games.
I hate Thursday night games.
Yeah, I hate them too. But I wouldn't mind, one of our primetime games being. I mean, obviously, we used to have to play one. That's not the case anymore. But I wouldn't want to. I mean, give me one Thursday night game. Hopefully, it's none. But if we do, I'd rather just take one than 2. I don't want 2 Thursday night games. That's terrible.
I think unless they're back to back, I don't think that's not a good look. No, they're not playing internationally this year, but I guess the report's out that we're going to play internationally in 2024.
Great segue, Abel. Great segue, man. So
Phenomenal segue.
Yeah, the Panthers are going to play in Germany in 2024. Panthers Chiefs. It's going to be very, very, very good game. And I gotta say that because of the opponent, it sucks because that was a Panthers.
That's a home game.
Yeah, it's a Panthers home game. Technically, so we got to play the Chiefs internationally, which counts as one of our home games. Now, I have a question. I did some research on this because I don't know how it works. Being a PSL owner, I think we're gonna have the first opportunity to buy the home game ticket and go international. But if you refuse it, you don't have to pay for it. I think that's how it works, but I'm not sure. I'll let you and if you're a PSL owner and please let me know how it works. We've only had one other international game, and that was not our home game. It was the Bucks' home game. So I don't know how it's going to work for the PSL owners. I think we would get first dibs though, and I gotta go to this game. I gotta go. Panthers Chiefs, Mahomes versus Pocket Mahomes. I gotta go. And yeah. Dave, we have a major German contingent. It's a lot of German PNP fans out there. So, bro, if we go, y'all gotta hold us down. So if you're a German Panthers fan, hit us in the comments because I know y'all typically watch this the next day. Hit us in the comments, and we gotta schedule a PNP meetup in Germany. Let's start planning it now.
Yeah, we gotta make this happen. I gotta get out there.
We gotta do it.
And I'm overdue. Like I've never been to Europe, so there goes my confession for the day. I haven't been to Europe. So this is gonna give me an excuse to get out there. So I need to go ahead and make this happen.
I haven't been to Germany as an adult. I've been there as a child. As soon as I was born, I went over to Germany. So I was like 2 years old. But I don't remember it obviously. So I got to go back as an adult. I have not been as an adult. So if we go, bro, it's time. We got to go out there. We got to go, Dave. And if we do,
Yeah, we gotta
I
go.
need all the German Panther fans to hold us down, fam.
Yeah, we got to
All
get
right.
out there.
Any more thoughts on the Germany game, Dave?
Maybe we can link up with Roy and Rye because they playing that.
Yeah, that'd probably be the best move, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
But if I'm a
we probably link
PSL
up with
owner, I'm
Roy.
not sure how it works. I'm not sure how it works with the ticket.
Yeah,
Maybe
nah.
just
Like if you
support
got
the
two,
fight.
if you got 2 tickets, you can go in and put me in for that second one, bro. So like, yeah, make it happen. Tell me what it's looking like, and then let's figure out. Let's hit up Zach and figure it out and see what makes sense. If it makes sense, at least get the travel side of the fence. If it makes sense. If it doesn't make sense, then yeah, we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
I know he's probably already flown down there to figure out what the deal is, knowing him.
Or will. If he hasn't, he probably has. But if he hasn't, he probably will do it soon. But all right, shout out to the Panthers in Germany. They had that relationship. They started the relationship a couple years ago, and this is the culmination of that. We'll be playing. The Chiefs I think are playing over there this year, which is interesting. They're playing. I forgot who they're playing.
2 years in a row?
Yeah, they're going over there already this year. Yep.
Wow.
So they might get a one-up on us from a fan base standpoint. Although we do have some fans that are some Panther fans that are German. So should be dope. Very interesting. All right, let's keep it moving. Dave. So I wanted to pull this up because I think it's an interesting. I was going to make a separate video about this, but this is very interesting, Dave, because the city of Charlotte approved some funds. I think it's 1.2 billion. If I'm not, well, let me see how much it was. Let me see. Yeah, because I think it was billion. It was billion.
I was about to choke. Are you serious?
Yes. To make this clear, let me see. Yes, the city has discussed a $1.2 billion framework for stadium renovations. 600,000 of that is supposed to go to the practice field, and then the other
600,000 or 600 million.
600 million. Excuse me, 600 million is supposed to go to the practice field. Then another 600 million is supposed to go to the stadium renovations. But to be clear, the Panthers have not asked for this. They have not asked for this yet, but they're discussing the framework. The city's already discussing the framework. So my question to you all is, do y'all want to keep? Do y'all think the Panthers should continue to keep renovating Bank of America Stadium? Because they're doing a lot of work to the bank. Like, it's a lot of work being put into it. It's one of the older stadiums in the league right now, and we just keep renovating and renovating and renovating. Like, fam, like, are we gonna get a new stadium or not?
It depends on whether or not the better question to ask those shot is, do they think they have a shot to get a Super Bowl?
Oh yeah, they got to.
No, because that's my thing. Like, if you're investing all this money, and if you're asking if the city is putting in all this money towards this, and the end goal is not to get a Super Bowl hosted in Charlotte, then it's all for naught. Because most of the time, Super Bowls that get hosted typically is with new stadiums. So it's all about perspective. A stadium is going to cost you more than $1.2 billion. But I think the fact that you've already put more money into it not too long ago.
Yeah, but I think even if you look at the Allegiant Stadium, that stadium was like $1.9 billion. So it's not that much more to build a new stadium. The difference is that they're getting a practice field investment as well. And the problem I see with it too is that, bro, we talked about the Charlotte and Pipe Foundry and that land and all that stuff. The problem is they have the prime, the location of the stadium right now is perfect.
It's so prime.
It's so the prime location, bro. So I don't see them. If they want to build a new stadium, they got to tear it down, then rebuild. Like, I don't see them doing that, fam. There's no better location than where Bank of America is right now. There is,
unless they make the decision to do a South Carolina year or do a different place year for 1 year just to rebuild the stadium. That's an option too. They could do that. Let's be clear. So
this is correct. Shout out to Ari. She said $600 million provided by the Panthers, and the other $600 million we provided through public funding. In other words, tax. Yes, exactly. That is correct. So they're and again, let's be clear on this. David Tepper has not asked for this. This is a framework being put in place just in case, because you know what happens. I just feel like we put so much money into Bank of America Stadium. So and to Tepper's credit, like the stadium renovations he done for like Charlotte FC, that's all him. Like the taxpayers didn't pay none of that. We didn't pay none of that stuff. So like the little thing that he did that's on the screen right now, we didn't pay for that. You know what I mean? So it's interesting. I just find it very, and as somebody that's local that lives in Mecklenburg County, like it's interesting to me because again, my taxes are going to go up to pay for it, which I have no problem with it because it's going to bring.
Are you technically in Charlotte? You're not technically.
I'm Mecklenburg County. Yes, I am.
It's the county. The county's got to pay for
County,
this.
Yep.
Oh, yep. Okay. It's not the city. It's the county. Okay.
And this could be true. This could be true, Noli. He asked for it, just not publicly. That could be true. That could absolutely be true.
No, it's always interesting, man. Like, owners, because they always got the carrot of, I'll move. The problem is, I don't think if he's going to move, he can't move to South Carolina. You saw what just happened in Rock Hill. So, I think he ain't got as much leverage as you think he does. Unless he leaves the entire Carolinas altogether.
Yeah, so I just think it's interesting, man. I just can't see us, and I think of it from a business standpoint. We keep sinking more money into the stadium. It's like, when are we just gonna get something new? Because at some point the renovations got to stop, and you're gonna have to just build something brand new. I just question where it's gonna be, and you can't tear it down, build on. You got to play your home games at Clemson, and I just think that's a mess. So I don't know how they're gonna do it. So,
I mean, if you do it for just 1 year, it's not going to hurt, and it ain't like it's not like it's never happened before. I mean, it's not.
Go my fault, Dave.
No. I mean, it's not like it's not happened. It's not like it's never happened before. I mean, their inaugural season was played in Clemson, or you could play it in Columbia. Like, you don't have to play it. You could stimulate the comedy for a different city in another state for a temporary period of time. And they could rebuild a stadium in this prime location, and then you could redo everything. Because the Pipe Foundry is not that far from the stadium.
No, it's
so you could still buy the Pipe Foundry, and like, you've never been up to New England, but the way they got Patriot Place set up, bruh, if they buy out Pipe Foundry and keep this property too, and have that whole thing and create it similar to like how they have Patriot Place, y'all would love it. It would be vicious. It would be ridiculous. I'm telling you, you could do that.
So this is a great point by Top Dog. Absolutely right. The way I read the structural thing, I think they're going to extend the hotel taxes and the tourism tax. So that's something that's included, and it's complicated. I don't want to get too far into it, but he's absolutely right that it's not necessarily going to be us increasing like sales tax and stuff like that, or property taxes or stuff like that. It's not going to be like that. There are like certain taxes that are paid for tourism, like tourism taxes. And all that matters when you're going to get events, like big events like the Super Bowl. Like, that's why you invest in redoing your stadium. And let me just I'm going to put my cape on for David Tepper for a second, because I see a lot of people are talking about, he's a billionaire, so he should just pay for it himself. Bro, that's how he stays a billionaire. That's how he became a billionaire, guys. Bro, that's not how it works. You always use other people's money. That's from any business. Like, I'm a real estate investor. Bro, I don't want to use my own money. I might have it, but why would I use my money when I can use somebody else's money? Y'all got to get out that mindset, bro. That's how billionaires stay billionaires. That's how the rich get richer. They don't use their own money. That's just how it works. So I don't blame Tepper one bit for asking for taxpayer dollars. You want this beautiful team here? You want to keep it here? Bro, you got to invest with me. So that's just how it works, bro. That's just the name of the game.
They're not going to play in Carter Finley because they're the Carolina Panthers, bro. They're not going to do that.
Well, they did play in Clemson, Dave.
They did play in Clemson, but the reason why, but Clemson's so close to the state line too. Like, Columbia will be tough, but Clemson made more sense because they were closer to the state line of North Carolina. It's not that far away. It's not that far away. Anderson, Clemson, that ain't that far away from the state line of North Carolina. That made more sense. Columbia was just a long shot. Columbia will be excessive. Playing in Columbia would just be as bad as playing in Raleigh. You know what I'm saying? You can't play there because that's too far away from the other state. Just my opinion on it. It's an hour away from Charlotte, but when you think about folks coming from Raleigh, Fayetteville, and other parts of the state, that's too far away. Raleigh would be too far away from folks from South Carolina to get down there to get there. That's just my opinion on it.
Yeah. All right. So I didn't want to stay on this topic too long, but I thought it was a very interesting topic, so I did want to bring it up. Like I said, I was going to make a separate video about it, but I decided to go ahead and talk about it on this show. But yeah, Conseco to times, you're right, bro. That's how it works. You use other people's money. That's just the name of the game, bro. That's how the rich stay richer, or stay rich and get richer. Noli says someone said Memorial Stadium. Nah, bro.
Chill, man.
Relax. Chill. All right. Stadium gets renovated. What are some additions y'all think we need to host a Super Bowl? I think we need more.
A dome.
I think a dome. I don't necessarily we need a dome, but I do think that we got to get more hotels around here too, because that matters too. You got to have the infrastructure to host all of these.
You don't think Charlotte has enough hotels?
I think that's part of the problem, bro. I think that's part of the problem. But as far as the stadium's concerned, man, I don't think the dome really matters. I just think we just need to get a new stadium.
You don't think Charlotte has enough hotels to host a Super Bowl?
That's why do you think we haven't had one yet?
No, I think the stadium's the reason why you don't have one yet. I don't think Charlotte's Jacksonville.
I don't think so, bro. I don't think the stadium is that at all, bro. I think the stadium is fine. I think even not like right now it's old, but even years prior, why do you think it's never been to Carolina?
Because I think about it from the perspective of the last set of teams that's gotten a Super Bowl. Yeah, that's the key. But Charlotte compared to other places, but Charlotte matters. But Charlotte compared to other stadiums, it's not that bad to go in and out of Charlotte, like out of Bank of America Stadium. Like, have you ever Foxborough is a shit. Foxborough going to a game at Foxborough for the Patriots is painful. There's only one way in and one way out to enter Gillette, unless you take the rail. If you don't take the rail, there's only one way in and one way out of that joint. That's the only flaw of the way they set up Patriots place.
Yeah. So just with D'Angelo, bro, the All-Star Weekend ain't the Super Bowl, B. That's a whole animal, bruh. A whole nother.
Super Bowl is different, bruh.
Super Bowl is way different, bro. So I think there's other reasons. It's not the stadium, bro. And I do agree with Dave. Typically, it's the new stadiums are the ones getting the looks.
With the dome. Like, they got the retractable roofs.
It ain't dome. Stop saying dome. It's not the dome, bro. It's the stadium. It is the stadium. Because even look at Miami. Does Miami's new joint got a retractable roof too?
I don't know. I gotta check.
But I don't think it's the dome per se. I think it does matter for the cities that are up north. You're absolutely right. So for teams,
like New Jersey would have never gotten that Super Bowl, bruh. But then again, MetLife doesn't have a retract. Does MetLife have a dome? I think it does.
No,
it is retractable.
MetLife?
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't.
No, it doesn't.
Sure, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. MetLife does not. It does not. I went to WrestleMania there. It does not.
Yeah, it's not Tampa always has one, so it's not the dome. It's not the dome, bro. It's infrastructure, bro. We don't got the infrastructure. And Tampa Stadium old is crap. That is not
but it's Florida.
It does exactly.
Florida.
Exactly. So it's more about infrastructure. It's more about Charlotte as a city. I think we have a ways to go before we get one. But anyway, I don't want to spend too much on this. I just thought it was a decent topic. All right. Let's move on. Cam Erving, Dave signed a 1-year deal today. I don't know what the terms are. This is not a terrible move. I think as long as he's not starting, I'm cool with it. As depth, I'm cool with it. But Dave, what's your thoughts on Cam Erving? We don't got to spend too much time on this.
I'm furious. You want to know why I'm furious? Because Ricky Lee and Nash Jensen, it's now a tougher road for them to get a job. I'm furious. So now, all them breakdowns we did on Cut To It last Wednesday, it's all for naught. I did all that work for Cam Erving to ruin it all. But by the way, if you guys haven't watched Cut To It, it's live on Steve Smith's Cut To It channel on Underdog Fantasy. Just go check it out.
Hey, Dave.
It's a really good show.
while you're on cut to it, I just want to pat ourselves on the back for a quick second, because that video has 35,000 views on it, which has more views than the Bryce Young interview right now as we speak. Completely insane. So we appreciate y'all support. But back to Cam Erving, bro.
But on seriousness, I think I don't blame them for signing him to a 1-year deal. I don't anticipate him starting.
Nah, Dave. They want you to pod, Dave. They want you to pod on him.
I am furious about the fact that my Aggies. It was already an uphill battle as it is for my Aggie to get in there, and my man from North Dakota State, both of them. But now it's going to be harder because he's got NFL experience. Like, I can't take away NFL experience. I mean, he's played in the league. No matter how I feel about Cam Erving, he's played in the league. He's a depth piece.
I think Cam as a depth piece is great. Well, he's good. He's solid. Okay. I do not want him starting. That's it. That's all I got to say about that. Him coming in on jumbo packages, pause, and doing his thing, cool. But I do not want that man starting. We seen that before. We don't want to see that again. Okay? We cool on that. Shout out to Mike Ricks, man. Hey, listen, I know that's your boy, but we got to keep it a buck, fam. He's mid.
He know what it. Yo, Mike knows what it is, man. Mike has conceded. He's kind of like a presidential election. He is conceded. He knows what we got with this guy. And it is what it is at this point.
All right.
Just feel like I when I heard we signed him, I'm like, oh man. Like, I understood we had 5 slots, but you could use 5 slots in other positions. You gonna use it on him?
He could play. He can play center, guard, and tackle, bro. He's a good swing guy, and you need those guys on. You need those guys in that pieces. So
just not left tackle, okay?
I'm not. I'm not trying to put my cape on him for him, but as a depth piece, I'm with it. I just do not want to see.
That's fair. No, that's fair. The one thing I'm fair. That's fair. That's fair.
Yo. Def not starting or Bryce is dead. Oh, please.
I'm gonna have to. Do I have to do another that jersey? Do I have to?
Please.
I don't want to.
We good. We good on that.
I don't want to today, but I mean, okay.
Shout out to Cam Erving, man. Shout out to Cam Erving. All right, let's move on. Dave, we talked about this a little bit earlier. Andy Dalton, the Red Rocket.
Shouldn't be shocked, guys.
Name starter, and I was so surprised to see the outrage that was behind this. It didn't make any sense to me.
Bro, y'all should not be shocked. Y'all shouldn't be shocked. Now, just because he's named a starter doesn't mean that Bryce can't win out and start week 1. But you guys should not be shocked here. The dude deserves to be the starter. My man's played more. My man's started more games than most quarterbacks over the past couple of years. That's what he does. That's why we brought him in here.
I think with Andy, bro, listen, you can't just completely hand over the reins to Bryce. We all know Bryce is going to get the start. We know that. You all should.
But he's got to earn it. No. He's got to earn it.
He will, but no, Dave, that does not. You're right. He has to earn it. But we know that Bryce is going to earn it.
I don't want to be Atlanta. I don't want to be Atlanta out here just giving jobs to Desmond Ridder without earning jobs. Bryce got to earn it, and I think he will earn it, and I think he will be the starter.
Bro, hold on, bro. Don't ever say Bryce Young and Desmond Ridder in the same sentence again, please. Please don't do that.
Look, man, I'm waiting for my +1. All right, you see what I did there? I'm waiting for my +1.
It's
my
on the way.
in the wear.
It's on the way.
Once it gets in.
But all I'm saying is, I will call USPS and tell them to lose it if you ever do that again. Please.
Nah, but all seriousness, folks should not be shocked that Dalton's the starter, guys. He's supposed to be the starter. He's the veteran. What do you guys expect? What do you guys expect?
Red Boy says he needs the that jersey clip. I might put it on short.
I think we already clipped. Did we already clip it? I thought we clipped it at one point.
It's on Twitter somewhere. But I gotta clip it. I'll probably make it a short one day when I get around to it. Appreciate that super chat. Snowman says people want something to be mad about. You're right. Noli says Clausen was the starter until he wasn't. True. Good points. All good points. But yeah, man.
You know the moment. You know the moment when Jimmy Clausen wasn't the starter, when he refused to give up the number 2. That was the moment when I knew he wasn't the starter anymore. When he legitimately thought that he was going to win that job. But Dalton's done way more than Jimmy Clausen. So like that. Now that's insulting that's insulting to Andy Dalton to compare that man to Jimmy Clausen. Now that's insulting, Rashad. That's insulting. Because Jimmy, at least Andy's been to playoff appearances, won divisions. He's done things. That's insulting. Like y'all out here slandering Andy like that man ain't done things. That man has done things in his NFL career. There's quarterbacks starting in the NFL right now that hasn't accomplished as much as Andy Dalton has. Right now, there are folks that are going to show up as starters week 1 that has not done what this man has done. This man has made the playoffs with the Cincinnati Bengals 5 times.
How many
times? That guy.
How many times?
At least 5. At least 5. 5 times. 5 times.
Ah, the memories. Y'all remember when Cam nicknamed me King Booker? Y'all remember that? Y'all remember that? Good time.
Yeah, man.
I gotta get that. I still earn that name, man. King Book. Y'all
did. Cam nicknamed my guy. If you know, you know.
Y'all haven't called me that in a long time, bro. I need that back. I need that back, bro. Do I need to tell the story, or are we good? Y'all know the story?
Y'all just telling the story. We've gotten a lot of subs. We definitely need to tell the story.
Yeah, so y'all don't know the story. If y'all don't know the story about Cam Newton nicknaming me King Booker, it happened one day. I was standing at the fence after practice, waiting to get some autographs and stuff. And so Cam rolled past me. He says, "Man, you look like how Cam nicknames everybody." So he was like, "Hey, he's like, look at King Book over there," and that's how I got King Book, bro. He Cam Newton himself nicknamed me King Book. It was kind of dope. But yeah, It's amazing what happens when you're in the right places. But yeah, man, shout out to Cam, man. All right, let's see. I'm not gonna tell it like Dave. You know, Dave stories be long winded. But let's move.
Look, man, I could have done it in 30 seconds left. Who's better, accomplished more? If you look at career wise and like when you talk about team accomplishments, Dalton has. If you want to keep it a buck, Dalton has. If you want to keep it a buck, like if you want to look at it and if you go back and you compare careers, Dalton has. But nobody wants to admit it because folks are going off what's been happening recently. But if you go back and look at what Andy Dalton did with Cincinnati and what Derek Carr has done, it's Dalton. And it's not really close. It's not close.
I gotta agree.
It's not. It really isn't. But I ain't gonna hold you. But y'all think I'm capping. But y'all can go look it up.
I don't think Dave capped it this time. I think he's actually right. I'm going.
I mean, y'all listen. Y'all. I just need you. I just need you guys. You can say whoever made what. Dalton took the Bengals to the playoffs, bruh. How many times Derek Carr took the Raiders to the playoffs? And y'all get back at me. Dude stayed healthy. Dude got them. Won divisions. In a tough division at that. With the Ravens and the Steelers. I ain't gonna hold you though. But carry on. Actually, Dalton didn't win any playoff games, but I ain't gonna hold you on that either. That's how Marvin Lewis got fired. But we ain't gonna hold you on that either. But,
all right, let's move on. Let's move on, man. But
y'all should be shocked by this, but y'all shouldn't be shocked.
Basically, Andy Dalton's a starter. Bryce is gonna have to earn it, and we all anticipate Bryce Young taking command of the starting job at some point, whether it's week 1 or week 2 or week 17. At some point, he's gonna get it, and we're gonna be off to the races once he takes it. But for right now, Andy's going to be the starter, and it's like it was said earlier by I believe Landon. It's a formality. Like this is normal. All rookies are going to have to work their way up into the number 1 in spot, and that's just the reality. All right, now let's move on. All right, so projected comp picks. This is something I did a whole video for. Panthers 0 comp picks. It is what it is. And, there's teams, again, I talked about it. And I won't belabor the point. I will just say I created a video for it to explain the whole process.
Really good video, by the way.
Yeah, and this is why we don't have comp picks. It's not complicated. If you just sit back, watch that video, and just take it all in, you really understand why the Carolina Panthers don't have comp picks, and probably won't have any anytime soon, just because we like building free agency and we don't give out the right contracts. A lot of reasons behind it, and we don't have any. But shout out to the Eagles. Eagles rocking with a lot of comp picks. Jags, Saints always get comp picks. It's a strategy. And if you're not playing the strategy, you're not playing the comp pick game, or you don't value comp picks, you won't have them. And the Panthers as a whole, we don't value them. So it just is. It is what it is.
Well, I want to ask a quick question to the chat. I want to go back. I'm going to ask a quick question to the chat before you put that chart up, because I don't know what you're about to put up. Mm-hmm. What player from last year you think could have potentially helped us with a comp pick last year? Go ahead and answer in the chat, guys. I'm going to see who actually watched the video. What player from last year would have potentially helped us with a comp pick last year?
You mean what player would have gotten us a comp pick?
Would have gotten us a comp pick last year. But because we signed somebody else, it didn't. All right. The guys who answered Sam Darnold, you are correct. Sam Darnold would have been the guy that would have helped us get a comp pick last year.
Yeah, that actually did this coming up draft. So
this upcoming up draft.
Yeah, so you answered. Some of them answered it right too, because last year would have been Hassan. Hassan Reddick would have gotten us a comp pick this past draft, but we obviously signed more folks, and it negated it. So with Sam, and here's the thing, bro, we're not the biggest reason why we're not getting comp picks is because we're not letting dudes play to the end of their deals. You have to play through your deal to get a comp pick, and that's a portion of the formula. If you don't play to the expiration of your contract, you're not going to get comp picks. And we're trading guys away and cutting them before their contracts end, and it's just it's not equating to comp picks. So it's just,
and that's the thing, right? So we traded DJ Moore, we traded C-Mac, and we signed them to these crazy deals, and so the other teams are going to benefit from that.
Yep, and
that's what happens.
So
and then the rich gets richer, like San Francisco. So the Texans hired their defensive coordinator as a head coach. They get comp picks for that. So that's what happens. So.
Yep. So I see a couple people in the chat, and Carson is right. Guys like Laviska Shenault, he would be eligible for a comp pick if we don't sign more folks, which I think we're going to be active in free agency next year because we got a ton of cap space, and we don't have many draft picks, right? We don't have a first round draft pick, so because of that, we're not playing the comp pick game. So you're right. C.J. Henderson too. People are saying C.J. Henderson, yes. He would, if we don't re-sign him, he goes sign with another team, and that's a portion of it too. He has to sign with another team.
And he has to be good. Like that's the other piece. It's one thing if he signs with another team. He actually has to be good.
Right.
Like if he's not good, and then we know how you guys feel about C.J. Henderson. So how much you think he's going to be worth to us?
Yeah, CJ would right now. If CJ signs with a team and doesn't play much, he would get us like a 7th round. Like it's not even at that point. It's not even So he has to sign another team, and then actually perform well. So it is what it is, man. But we're not in the market for comp. We're just not. We don't value them. You could tell by the way we're cutting people and not letting them play to the end of the deals, and then we're so active in free agency. It's just. We're never going to get comp picks. So it is what it is. It's just the way it is. And you can see teams that are built like the 49ers, they are playing the comp pick game to a T, partially because they don't have first and second round picks. They trade them away. So it's always a balance. What do you value? Do you value picks, or do you value getting guys in free agency? It's all about strategy and how you want to do it. So it is what it is there. And so real quick, this is the video that I made. Why your team has 0 comp picks is for any fan base, but obviously I use the Panthers and 49ers as an example because they're great examples of how to use comp picks and how not to get comp picks. So it's pretty dope. Pretty good video. it's low views because it's real content. A lot of people don't like real content. Y'all like clickbaity stuff. So
We gotta create some drama,
information.
Rashad.
Yeah, the real information don't get a lot of views, but it's a really good video. I think it's helpful for folks to understand how it works. But anyway, I digress. Let's move on. All right. Want to support the channel even further? Patreon.com/Panther Nation PC. Become a Patreon member. Like I was saying earlier, if you want to become an MVP, you want to become an MVP level member, we are giving away game tickets. All right. Game tickets to sit with me in our club level seats with great views, comfortable, and we got a great group of people that we sit with and we sip drinks, and it's fantastic. So we are giving away those starting after the schedules get released. So starting in May, June, July, we'll give them all the way up through the season until we get rid of all, I think, 8 or 9 home games. Okay. So again, sign up for your opportunity to win. You can sign up right now, and then obviously we'll start pulling them. Okay. So it's a great seat. It's fun. I have a blast. We get loose. We be throwing drinks back. It's fun. So sign up, man. Sign up. All right. Only for MVP level subscribers. All right. So only MVP level Patreon members. Sign up using the code or sign up at patreon.com/Panther Nation PC. All right. Shout out to the franchise folks. Yeah, I'm tripping. I'm bugging. Shout out to our franchise folks as well, man. Appreciate y'all support. And then also shout out to the free agents. These folks support the channel for $3 a month. So just again, a lot of y'all be dropping in super chats. That's cool, but hey, become a monthly supporter. Patreon Sign up member at patreon.com. It's great.
And we drop Zooms. Like I just did a Zoom to talk about best ball, to try to teach folks about best ball. And I'm gonna post that Zoom recording. I will post that Zoom recording into the Patreon folks very, very soon, probably within the next day. I just gotta go grab it and post it, so that everybody can see what me and Noli went after. Cause so you guys can understand best ball. Cause we'll talk about Underdog in a minute. Because I think some of you guys might actually enjoy best ball because it might not require too much labor after the draft. So we'll get into that.
All right. Let's move on. All right. Dave, you want to give us a quick Underdog? Because I don't have it up
yet.
Yeah.
No, you good. So speaking of best ball, I think shout out to Red Boy. I think we starting to play the comp pick game, but without our coaches. Yeah, absolutely. I agree.
That's true.
I do agree. I do agree there. So shout out to Underdog Fantasy. So Best Ball Mania has started. Best Ball Mania 4 has started. And the thing about Best Ball Mania 4 is this, guys. There's $10 million that can be got. First place is $3 million. And with the schedule coming up, the schedule's about to come up. You can wait until after the schedule's out to strategize with regards to how you want to handle the draft once you know what the bye weeks are going to be for the season. I just did a whole video on how best ball works. So I will be posting that for my Patreon guys. But in the meantime, best ball, there's a $25 buy-in. But right now, Underdog Fantasy just started a new tournament, which is more reasonable, called the Puppy, which is only a $5 entry fee. And you can do some best ball tournaments with that. So basically, you draft your team, quarterback, 3 wide receivers, 2 running backs, tight end, and a bench of 10 players. And the beauty of it all is they pick the highest ranked players week to week. And if you just score the highest amount of points, you can potentially win $75,000 as the first place prize for the Puppy. And it's only a $5 entry fee. And then they also have the pick'ems, right? Right now, Philadelphia Boss is playing, but there's also games going on in the NBA playoffs right now that you can do pick'ems for. So go to UnderdogFantasy.com, use the code PNP. They will match your first deposit up to $100. So if you put in $100, they will give you $100 to use. So that's 4 free entries into Best Ball Mania 4, where there's over $10 million in prizes. They give away over close to $1 million per day in fantasy. They got the pick'em games. They don't just do NFL. They do Major League Baseball. They do NBA, golf, esports, MMA, whole nine. So, UnderdogFantasy.com. When you sign up, use the promo code PNP.
All right, yeah, man. Shout out to Dr. Hawk, man. 35K views on the Cut to It video. Yeah, we talked about that earlier. please keep going over there and watch it. Watch it 2 or 3 times. I've watched it at least 7 times myself.
Mm-hmm.
So I got 7 of those views. So and go over there, watch it, keep supporting.
Yo, man, was I really moving my chair that much?
I don't know.
About
I
the
was,
DJ
bro.
Moore
I was so
situation?
nervous. I wasn't paying attention to you, fam. I'm gonna be honest with you. All right, let's move on. Let's move on because we got minicamp coming up. Oh yeah, I haven't updated. Yeah, my bad, Red Boy. I put you on there. I didn't update it this past, but I'll get you on there. My fault. I'll get you on there. All right. Shout out. We got minicamp coming up, so we have to talk about the XFL camp invites. These guys are getting ready to have a great opportunity to potentially crack the roster. And let's go through a couple of these names. And I know some of y'all were talking about the XFL, but I found some of these guys to be pretty interesting. And we'll start off with Jordan Thomas, who is a tight end from the XFL. 1 second. One second, my fault. Jordan Thomas, he actually plays for the Orlando Guardians. And listen, man, this kid, I mean, hey, yo, he's 6'5", 277-pound tight end. Hey, this kid used to play for Mississippi State, and he had some stints. He played with the Texans, he played with the Cardinals, the Patriots, the Colts, and the Detroit Lions, and then went to the XFL. Never really cracked. I mean, I don't think he ever really cracked the roster like that. I mean, he did play. That's not true. He did play 16 games for the Houston Texans in 2018, 5 games for the Texans in 2019, and 2 games for New England, most recently in 2020. So he had a couple of stints, but 6'5", 277 pounds. That's a massive individual to be playing tight end. So if he can move, tight end is one of those positions on our team where, hey, if you can crack that roster, if you can make some impact, bro, you might be able to make something happen. So Dave, any thoughts on Jordan Thomas, tight end from the Orlando team in XFL?
When you said 277 pounds, bro, that is freaking mammoth.
6'5", 277. But he's massive.
That means he's blocking more than anything else, which isn't a bad thing considering I know we want to run the ball more. So I like the pickup. I know there's a kid from Bethune-Cookman that is 6'5", former basketball player that should have an opportunity. But I'm not mad at them going after this guy from the XFL. It's the fact that he has prior NFL experience, I love the pickup from that standpoint. Yeah. But shout out to Kamari Everett. This isn't saying that he hasn't had a rookie minicamp invite at that tight end position because he's also a pass catching tight end. He can block. He can do it all. But 277 tells me he's a pure blocking guy, which for what we want to do is probably.
I don't know. The chat said he mossed somebody, so he might got some receiving chops.
At 277, Rashad?
I'm telling you what the chat said.
Somebody in the chat. Somebody got to tweet me that video. Yo, tweet me that video.
Tag us.
Yo, here's my Twitter, guys. Yo, somebody, for the love of God, somebody tweet me that. I need to see this. Somebody send me this. I got Twitter rocking on my laptop over here. Somebody please tweet me this. I got to see this.
All right, so the next up we got Derek Kelly. Derek Kelly.
Oh, it's in the Discord. Oh, hold on, let me check the Discord.
6'5", 320-pound tackle. This guy has some experience with the Saints. He's been on the Saints roster twice. He was picked up as an undrafted free agent by the Saints in 2019. Played with them through 2021. In 2021 he's with the Giants, the Jets, and then in 2022 he was with the Saints. So he on and off the practice squad, picked up. So, again, the Panthers are still looking for offensive line depth and looking for a guy to play. This guy has a lot of experience being on practice squad, so he could provide some experience there. So, could make an opportunity, or could crack the roster from a practice squad standpoint, and we'll see what happens. Let me see. Next up, we have Donovan West. I don't know too much.
Oh God! Team. All right, I just saw it. Okay.
Show it on share it on the screen, bro.
Hold on. Give me 1 second. 1 second. Is it a recent tweet? All right, let me find it.
While you wait on that, Donovan
Keep
West.
Keep going, man.
Yeah, I'm pulling it up. Donovan West is a center playing for the Las Vegas Vipers. This kid I think he was picked up as an undrafted free agent for the 49ers. So he played for the 49ers on and off the practice squad. Well, wasn't even on the practice squad. He got waived, I guess, for the final 53. And then he was picked up by the Vipers in the XFL draft. Obviously, again, that center, we're looking for another center. I completely get this one. I know Cade Mays is a swing guy. Cam Erving is a swing guy as well. But I completely understand why we're going after Donovan West to provide some depth there. So it makes sense. He was on the 49ers. Correct. He was on the 49ers last season.
All right, I'm going to put the share in.
Throw it up there, Dave. Let me see. Run that back one more time.
2 of 2 on third downs this drive. Dormady looking end zone left side.
Oh wow, yeah, that's a hell of a catch.
Yeah.
And stared him down too. I love that.
Sure
Shane
did.
You took the break, said, "Listen, you've got one-on-one. Let's take the advantage." And what a spectacular!
Hey, you got to keep an eye on this kid.
From the
at 280, bruh, at 280, yeah, I'm convinced. You have convinced me, sir.
Yeah. You gotta keep an eye on it, bro. But we can't just go off a highlight. But that was a damn good highlight. But we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. That was a hell of a catch. AJ says 400 peeps watching. Make sure y'all subscribe, man. Appreciate that. AJ always hold it down for us, man. Make sure y'all like and hit that subscribe button for your boys. All right, appreciate that. All right, and last but not least, Dave. Last but not least, Austin Prohl, Dave. Son of the great Panther legend.
Really? What makes you think that?
I'm just saying. Austin Prohl, man, who has spent some time in the NFL. Obviously, he's played for a couple of squads, playing for the Buffalo Bills in 2018, the Titans in 2018, the Rams 2018 through 2019, then played for the Seattle Dragons, XFL, 49ers 2021, Chargers 2021, Buffalo Bills 2021, Giants 2022. So he's made his rounds, and I think he's getting a lot of looks from his pops. His pops, obviously, Ricky Prohl, and his pops actually coaches him too for the the St. Louis Battlehawks. Ricky Prohl coaches there. So Prohl we know about, went to UNC Chapel Hill. I do not know if he's gonna crack the roster though. I just think, you got guys like CJ Saunders, Derek Wright on the back end of that roster, bro. I don't know if he's if he's better than them. I just got to be honest. I can't cap.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if he's better than those two guys, but
yeah, this might not. But he's gonna get an opportunity, so I'm gonna root for him, man, because his pops was a damn good wide receiver, bro.
Legend.
Pops was a damn good wide receiver.
The receiver group it's tough. And again, I don't know.
Tough is tough. Yeah, the group is tough.
We don't have an elite. Somebody has to show up from that group to be elite. Like DJ Chark, high hopes for him. If he can stay healthy, he has the chops to be that wide receiver one. Mingo, we love Mingo. Mingo could be that dude too in year 2 or 3. We got Thielen, but so somebody's got to emerge. We got a lot of bodies. Somebody's got to emerge from that group, but they're all shot between Shad Smith and Chenault. Man, it's a lot of competition. Bird,
it's tough.
It's a lot of competition, bro. It's a lot of competition for those wide receiver spots. We'll see. Or yeah, like Trey G said, TMJ gonna show up and be that guy. Can't wait. I hope so. Somebody's got to emerge, because right now I agree with Derek. Right now it's a bunch of 2s and 3s. Somebody's got to be that elite guy. And I believe somebody's going to do it. Between Chark, TMJ, Mingo, Thielen, somebody's going to show up. I firmly believe that. All right. So here's my biggest questions going into mini camp, right? We can talk through these one by one. But Dave, what I'm looking for, and I want to see highlights of, and again, it's not open to the public. So what I'm going to be doing is I will be combining highlights that I can get from the beat reporters when they go in and they're able to see. And what I want to see And what I hope is developed, and we'll never see it, right? We're not going to see every play. What I hope is developed is the Bryce Young to Jonathan Mingo chemistry. We pounded the table for them to draft a wide receiver so that Bryce Young and Jonathan Mingo can then develop this relationship and grow together and form this elite, what do we call it? A throwmance, a bromance. That's what we called it back in the day.
Bromance.
The Cam to Olsen throwmance. That's what we used to call it. That's what we need Bryce Young to Mingo to be. We need that because they're tied together. So are they going to develop chemistry? I cannot wait. I cannot wait to see this happen, and I can't wait to see the highlights. I'm going to start shedding tears, bro, if it happens. All right, real quick, let's get to the super chat. AJ says the right quarterback can elevate talent at a wideout. That's true. This is true. This is very true. It takes both sides. Like the quarterback play can elevate, but also wide receiver can do the opposite. Wide receivers can make really good quarterbacks too. It goes hand in hand. You need them both to work together. All right. So Bryce Young, Mingo, can't wait to see that get together. Dave, any comments on that first point?
Look, man, I want Mingo to be able to make a big impact to the roster sooner than later. I'm rooting for it. Cause I think both of them being drafted at the same time, long term, that's probably going to be his guy from that standpoint, long term. The fact that they got drafted together, so I'm hoping that they get that chemistry sooner than later. But I know it's going to take time, but I'm hoping that it happens sooner than later.
Yeah. So Carson comes with a great question. He says, do you know if rookie minicamp is open to the public? No, it is not. It's not open to the public, and it's going to start on, I believe, the 11th, 12th, and 13th, if I'm not mistaken. I need to double-check those dates, but I think that's when it's going down. Or it might be the 11th and the 12th. Let's see. But, I mean, you can go out there, but you ain't going to be able to see the practice. You won't be able to do that. Somebody dropped the minicamp date. I believe it's 11th and 12th, or the 12th and 13th. One of those days. Yeah, it's the 12th through the 14th. My apologies. Yep, 12th through the 14th. So Friday through Sunday. Friday through Sunday. Then after that, we have OTAs and all that stuff too. So, all right, now. My second question. Can Chandler Zavala make an instant impact? This is one that, because I got to be honest with y'all, Austin Corbett is going to miss some time, right?
Absolutely.
Frank Reich has already said he's going to miss some regular season time. It was the first 2 weeks, or he may go on IR, the 4-game IR, short-term IR. That's going to happen. So, hey, can somebody get my man Jace up out of here, please? It's throwing me off. All right. So Chandler Zavala, can he crack that? Because I know he has a very, very good relationship with Icky. Can he grab that left guard spot? Because I got to be honest with you, Christensen, I've been hearing talks of Christensen maybe moving back and being a swing guy instead of being a left guard. I don't know if that's going to happen. But we need somebody that's going to take the right guard spot too. So how is Zavala going to grasp this offense? Is he going to make an instant impact and jump into a starting spot? I don't know. So Dave, what's your thoughts? What's your thoughts on that?
I think, I'm going to be honest with you, bro. Because of the chemistry with Iggy.
Right.
Icky. I said Iggy. Because of the chemistry with Icky, I think Chandler Zavala's got a shot to end up starting if Corbett ain't ready. Like I think because you got a new coaching staff, it's open season when it comes from a competition standpoint. And I think this is the golden opportunity for Zavala to actually have the opportunity to get a shot to win this job with Corbett out there. So
do you think he's going to play left or right?
Oh, I think you'd be foolish not to put him next to Icky.
Yeah, I agree. He's all of his experience comes at left guard. Like his whole college career was at left guard. He has a relationship with Icky, so I think he's got to go left guard. Then that begs the question: who do you play at right? Do you move Christensen over to right, or are you gonna play, Cade Mays, or we still got Deontay Brown too. So what's gonna happen with the right guard spot? So that's the biggest question there.
Right guard is going to get interesting because we know that Christian prefers to play on the left side, but at the same time, it might get competitive because we know that we've seen Christian struggle on the right hand side. So it's going to get interesting at that point. It becomes a ball game at the end because there might be. It might be other guys that could potentially play better at that right guard, right tackle spot, right guard spot than the Christian can. So it's going to get interesting at that point. Because the beauty of Cade Mays is that Cade Mays could pretty much play any position on the line. And that's scary for Christensen, bro.
I like, that's what I'm saying. That's why I think Christensen might get, and this is not the right word. I guess demoted to play like swing, like in case somebody needs help or there's an injury. Mm-hmm. Could Christensen get demoted because I don't know. Again, we're gonna want to run the football. I think Mays, if you put Mays there while Corbett is out and you put Zavala there, like that is a pretty darn good running offensive line. Like you're going to be able to run on some teams. You know what I mean? But are they going to be – is that the best pass blocking group? I don't know either. Like I think there's some question marks either way.
Like the fact that they signed Cam Erving is scary for Christensen, bro. Like I don't think folks are understanding how scary that is. Like I think people are focused on the left tackle side of the fence for the Cam Erving signing, but the fact that they signed Cam Erving is scary for Christensen on the right side because Cam Erving has enough experience that he could rock into the right guard side.
He can play right
and not be that big of a liability over there. And I know how folks feel about Cam Erving on the left tackle side of the fence. But he might be okay at right guard.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Him inside, he could be there. He could be all right.
He might be all right. Like, and then y'all might be cool. And I know you guys might come attack me, and that's fine. But I'm just trying to keep it a buck with y'all. He might be all right at right guard.
but remember this. Remember, if you want to go back and watch the Steve Smith interview, he made a great point. That interior has got to be up to par.
Yes,
if the interior is not right, Bryce is going to be, he's not going to be comfortable, bro. So we got to put the best guys there. He's got to be comfortable
at the middle.
Yeah, so we got to put the best guys there, and I feel confident in Zavala at left. I don't know who's going to be right. It's going to be a great battle, something to watch. So that's my question is Zavala going to make an instant impact to take that left guard spot away from Christensen and make Christensen move somewhere else? That's something to watch. Keep an eye on that. And again, we'll see what happens. We won't have that answer by minicamp, but my question is, I want to see reports of him making an impact because we did see that from Cade Mays last year. If you go back and look at the history and look at the reports that were coming out, there were reports that Cade Mays was making noise at rookie minicamp. So that's what I want to hear, the same noise coming from Chandler Zavala, right? Now, here's the next question. Is DJ Johnson's athleticism gonna shine? Now, a lot of Panthers fans are still not the happiest about this pick, but I need to see this man. I need to see highlights of him dominating from an athletic standpoint. We heard about how athletic he is. If I don't see him highlights of putting a spin move on somebody or using his speed to get past people, then I'm gonna be pretty upset. I want to see him dominant because. Again, he's 24 going on 25 years old. He should be able to make some noise day one. Dave, what's your thoughts on DJ Johnson?
I agree he's developmental. I think the expectation of him starting day one is wild. I think it should definitely be a rotational piece. But I think my biggest fear right now for the Panthers from that standpoint is that we might have a bunch of rotational pieces. And we might not necessarily have a starter. And I think that's the biggest fear I have right now from that standpoint. I think DJ Johnson is going to be good for us, and I think he's going to get a lot of playing time. And I think his athleticism is going to shine. Because I think he's going to be a fit for what Evero wants to do in his 3-4. But I think there's a legitimate concern about the developmental piece of the puzzle. But I think it's going to shine. But I don't think we got like a 3-down starter. And I don't know if that's going to be a good thing or a bad thing, depending on if we can just rotate our guys.
Yeah, I
it might
think
not be a bad thing if we can rotate our guys.
So. That's a great point, Dave. I think that I do think there is enough bodies out there from a free agent standpoint. If we get out there and we not liking what we see at OTAs and mini camps and all that, I do think that's when they go out there and go try to go get a Yannick or a Frank Clark or somebody like that, because there are plenty of free agent edge guys out there. I don't think they want to do that, but I think they would if somebody doesn't, grab the bull by the horns or the proverbial brass ring, so to speak. You know what I mean? So yeah, I don't know. We'll see what happens. But I want to see DJ out there. I want to see some spin moves. I want to see him getting after it, bro, because he needs to be shining on these guys. Again, remember, he's older, so he should be able to shine on some of these guys, these camp bodies out there. All right. Now, Jamie Robinson. Where's Jamie Robinson going to line up? That's my biggest question. Are they going to put him in the box?
Anywhere he wants to, Rashad. Anywhere he wants to.
And that's an answer. That's an acceptable answer. Is he going to move around? I can accept that answer. I do think, like he said, special teams. Somebody said in the chat earlier, special teams. I do think that's going to be a thing as well. But yeah, I do. I'm looking forward to it. Again, this is one of my favorite picks in the draft. I stand by that. Jamie Robinson is going to be nice. He's going to be nice. And I can't wait to see him get after it. Dave, any more thoughts on Jamie Robinson?
My favorite pick of the draft. Other than the first round pick, obviously, but outside of the first round pick, my favorite pick of the draft, bro. My favorite pick of the draft. Because I think Jamie Robinson is the guy that's willing to do whatever the team wants to do. By far. If they need him to play corner, he's gonna play corner. If they need him to play safety, he's gonna play safety. If he's a special teams guy, he's gonna play special teams guy. He's gonna play whatever they need him to play. So I love the pick.
Yeah, I agree. And I can't wait to see him get out there again. I got a 22 Jamie Robinson jersey on the way. Just that's how much I like this pick. Can't wait for it. And yeah, he's my guy. I can't wait. And again, I've said this multiple times, but I think he's gonna make y'all forget about us whiffing on Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. I really do. I think that's how good of a player he's gonna be down the road. Maybe not year one, but down the road he's gonna make somebody think about it. All right. Moving on. This is a question for you, Dave. What undrafted free agents are going to make noise out there starting on Friday?
Listen, man. Anybody that plays cornerback is going to make a noise. It's going to make noise. Because I think if CJ Henderson, Stanley Thomas Oliver, Keith Taylor doesn't realize what it is now, they better realize it now. You know what I'm saying? So any corners that we've signed, like my guy from Oregon State, can't remember his name right now, Alcohol. If they don't understand what it is now,
Rejon Wright.
Rejon Wright, particularly that kid. Bumper Pool, the kid from Arkansas. My A&T bias is going to root for Ricky Lee, but I think the kid from North Dakota State, Nash Jensen, he could potentially do some damage depending. Even though the fact that they signed Cam Erving scares me a bit. I'll be honest. I'll keep it a buck. Because I don't think we didn't need too many offensive guys within this whole set when we did the undrafted free agents. But I'm curious to see how Ricky Lee does, and I'm curious to see how Nash Jensen from North Dakota State does. But those are the guys I'm going to be paying attention to from that standpoint for making an impact. I think Ricky Lee's going to have a chance only because of the fact that the type of offense that we run. Like, we're good at protecting the quarterback. We were good at protecting the quarterback at A&T, and we're good at run blocking, considering what we were able to do. Like the kid, like Bashawn Tootin, the running back for A&T, he ended up he ran 100 yards for 11 straight games. He ended up flipping that to transfer into Virginia Tech. Like, he ended up transferring out of A&T to go to Virginia Tech. So he went from FCS to P5. And a lot of that was attributed to what Ricky Lee helped out do at left tackle for A&T. So, from my standpoint, we had the least amount of sacks in that Big South Conference that year. So I think he has a shot to do some damage there with regards to that. So it'll be interesting to see how they do.
Yeah, I got my eyes on Regjon Wright. I really think he's getting somebody ass the hell up out of here.
Oh yeah. If you are, let me tell you something, guys. Yeah. If your name as a quarterback ain't J.C. Horn or Dante Jackson, you are in trouble. You are in trouble. Your job is on the line, and that's just what it's gonna be. That's just the reality of the fact.
I'm telling you, he's gonna get somebody up out of here. Whether it's Henderson, I think. Listen, I see you, ICP, but bro, we ain't seen D-Jack healthy, bro. Like he can't. He's got to stay healthy.
But I don't. But that's my beauty. But that's the beauty of it, bro. Even if let's say Dante Jackson stays healthy. Even if Dante Jackson stays healthy, the 3, the 4, the 5, they are all in trouble. Regjon could take the 3. Yeah, that's how bad it's been.
Yeah, Keith Taylor in trouble.
Yo, that's how bad it's been. Like, we're all talking about Dante. Forget about that. Like, forget about that. Forget about Dante. Let me calm down, too, because of the alcohol. But forget about Dante. Forget about Dante. Let's say Dante's healthy. You know what I'm saying? Regjon could take the 3. Like, everybody past JC and Dante are in trouble. That's how bad the position has been. Like, literally, we had our 3 and 4 cost us the division title last season. So, the quarterback position is open. Past JC and Dante, in my opinion. That's my point. That's what I'm trying to say. Regjon could be the 3.
It's not Regjon either. It's just you got Mark Milton too, the cornerback from Baylor.
Yeah,
he could get somebody up out of here.
Yep.
I think one guy we have not talked about is Cam Peoples. Cam Peoples, who was a very big running back, 6'2", 220 pounds. We don't have a type of running back on the roster that is his size. Pause. Okay, he's a bigger running back, and again, you have to keep in mind that Bryce Young is smaller quarterback. When it comes to 3rd and 1s or 4th and 1s, you're not gonna do no QB sneaks, bro. So again, we need a bigger running back that can get those tough yardages. And I think that's where Cam Peoples could crack this roster. He's just a different type of running back that we do not have. I also think we talked about Bumper Pool too. Inside linebacker, we don't have any. So you got Shaq, you got Frankie Luvu potentially. We don't have anybody else after like him. There's no depth at inside linebacker. Bumper Pool was a guy that could absolutely crack this roster if he goes out there. Again, not the most athletic guy in the world, but I really think he can crack this roster too. Like y'all said earlier, I think the kid from Oklahoma, Jalen Redmond, he's another guy because also we don't have a lot of long-term contracts on the interior of the offensive line. A lot of those deals are 1 to 2 year deals, right? So we don't. There's no long-term plays there. So I could see him potentially making some noise. And again, a lot of these guys might end up on the practice squad and just get developed over time, but that's okay. That's okay. But we'll see. We'll see what happens, man. I really think these guys can really make a name for themselves, and it starts on Friday. So again, the cornerbacks is really who I have my eyes on. Regjon Wright and Mark Milton. Those 2 guys can really push some guys up off this roster if they really put make some noise out there. And I can't wait to see them out at training camp this later this year. All right. Any final thoughts on the UDFAs there?
Nah, man. I said it on Cut to It. These UDFAs, bruh, wouldn't be stunned that a lot of them make the team. A lot of them make the team.
I wouldn't say a lot. I would say
really.
I would probably say 2 of them could make the roster. I think just anything 2? More than that is I think anything more than that is just capping.
Well, here's my thing. Now, hear me out. This is why I feel that way. I think of it from the perspective of the scheme change on the defensive side of the ball. I think on the offensive side it makes it hard. But I think on the defensive side, I think it has potential for a lot of folks to potentially do it. because of the scheme change. That's why I feel like there's a potential for it to happen. Because of and this is why. Because I think the fact that, and we talked about this on HBCU Nightly too, the fact that we had so many players from the COVID year that was available in the draft, a lot of players that would have gotten drafted fell out of the draft that didn't become drafted. So we had a lot of undrafted free agents that would have gotten drafted. Like your Bumper Pools, like your Rejon Wrights. You know what I'm saying? Like, these are guys that normally gotten drafted. So now you have a brand new coaching staff that's coming in. You have folks that are, and you have a scheme. We're changing the scheme completely from a 4-3 to a 3-4 scheme. So that's why I think there's a potential for that to happen. Not trying to be capping. I'm just trying to give you the reasoning of why I feel that way.
So Dave, let me get your, and somebody bookmark this. Somebody timestamp this, clip it. Dave, over under 3 prospects make the final 53. Over or under?
Of the UDFAs?
UDFAs.
Over.
Whew.
At least 4.
Trying to put some money
I think
on
at least 4. I think at least 4 of the guys that we picked up as UDFAs are going to make the final 53.
You trying to put some money, put a little change on that?
I'm not putting no money on it, but I'm going to say 4. Look, man, my takes is good.
I'm going under, bro. I'm going.
That's
under.
fine. That's fine. I'm doing over. And look, man, and I'm not alone. Damn it! Thank you, Charles. Thank you, Charles. Thank you, Charles. At least I'm not alone. I'm going under. Some folks are saying even. I respect the even. I mean, 3 is respectable, but I think 4 folks will make it. Because I think the biggest thing that came out of that Steve Smith interview too was when he talked about the attitudes of the roster, bruh. Like a lot of the guys, dog. A lot of the attitude, bruh. I think that's gonna put some of these guys over the edge. So I think it'll be 4. I think 4 out of the 13 will get in. But I think I wouldn't be stunned if it's like a 3-1 type of thing. Like, I think it's going to be very, very hard for the offensive guys to get through. I wouldn't be shocked if it's 4 defensive guys that make it. That's my opinion.
Yep.
That's just my opinion.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. But somebody bookmark this. Somebody, we'll get back to it. We'll get back to that. All right. So there was a super chat I wanted to get to. So T Sween says, "Who will be the Mike linebacker?" That's a great question, bro. Because I saw some chatter in here.
There's a 3-4. So like,
yeah, there's still a Mike linebacker in a 3-4, and I think it's gonna be Shaq. I think Shaq is gonna be the Mike technically.
Yeah, it'll be Shaq.
And I think Frankie Louvu is gonna get the other interior linebacker spot. All the chatter about Chin playing interior, he's not playing full-time interior linebacker. He's not. I think he's gonna play close to the line of scrimmage like he did his first year. But I think that's a big nickel. He's not gonna be a full-time interior linebacker. That's just my opinion. I could be wrong on that, but I just think that's how it's gonna work out. And I'll post a new diagram of who I think is going to play where, based off of what I've been hearing. And again, once Frank Reich said who was going to be the edge rusher guys has got to step up. When he was talking about Haynes, Barno, all those guys, that told me that Brandon Smith and Frankie Louvu are going to play inside. That's what I got from that. So we'll see. But I don't think Jeremy Chin. For those that were hoping that Jeremy Chin playing inside linebacker, I don't think that's going to happen. He might take a snap or 2 there, but full time it's not happening. And but I do think he'll play close to the line of scrimmage, and they're going to get him on the field, obviously, because he's a weapon. And you got 2 of those guys now, him and this is a great point. He says, or EAZ, I don't know how I pronounce that, but he says Chin and Jamie moving all over. It's chess out there. It's all about matchups. All right. And then the last question I have is, can a XFL camp invite make the top 53, Dave? Do you got any thoughts on that?
Oh, God.
Oh, you want to do an over on under on that too? You want to bookmark that?
I'm afraid because I have so much bias with the undrafted free agents. I mean, the tight end is intriguing, But I don't know if anybody. I don't know if. I don't know. I don't think I want to do an over on that. I would be honest.
Yeah, I don't see any of them dudes making the roster. I'm gonna be honest.
I don't either.
It's tough for all them dudes. They might just be camp bodies, but it's still cool that they got a chance to play.
The fact that they left 5 spots available after the UDFAs tell me that those guys are just bodies.
Yeah, and that's dope too. I'm glad. I'm so happy that they did that. Like, why just get guys just to get them? Like, they got 5 open spots, and they're not going to use them unless they see it necessary. There's no point in filling out the roster if you're not going to, you're not going to use the guys, and you're just getting guys just to get them at that point. And I like that. I like that they're not using all the roster spots. So yeah, man, that's what I got. I think that's all I had for rookie camp. Rookie mini camp expectations. I'm looking forward to seeing Bryce out there in the Panthers uniform. That's going to be dope. And again, him to Mingo is going to be a connection, a match made in heaven. I want to continue to see develop over the course of the season, the offseason, and into the regular season. It's going to be dope. I got some stat predictions that's coming up that I want to get out there as well. And I got Dave. I haven't even talked to you about this, but I got a nice little series on shorts that I'm gonna create. And I'm gonna start probably next weekend, or no, next Monday. I'll probably start it next Monday.
Yeah, I've been trying to do some more fancy content for my guys, man. Cause like I said, me and Noli went at it about best ball, and I want to post that for the Patreon folks, so they can see what we discussed. Cause I actually did a live best ball draft for my page during the Zoom, on Sunday. Just so folks can see what a best ball draft looks like. Because I think the most interesting thing about it was about the rankings of the running backs. And how the best ball draft was falling with regards to that. So it was interesting, I will say that.
Yeah. So with the short series, so it's YouTube shorts, that's what I mean. But it's the YouTube shorts. There's short clips like TikTok videos. Also, we gotta create a new Instagram, so it's gonna be Panther Nation _PC. That's gonna be the new Instagram, so you want to go check that out.
What happened to the other one?
The other one, it was tied to my other Facebook.
Oh,
so, yeah. So we had to get a new Instagram, and yeah. So that sucks, but it's all good. It's probably for the best.
Yo, do we have time to poll? We owe these guys grades. Do we have time to do these grades for these 5 draft picks real quick?
Oh no, I ain't got time for that. Nah, I ain't got time for that, dude. I ain't got time for that. It takes too much to set up, bro. I'm good. Right, so the draft pick film analysis videos. So this is a great. So I have them in the tuck, but unfortunately, because a lot of the videos I'm using, I got to get them to not be recognized by the copyright stuff. So I had one uploaded, and there was some.
You got a strike?
No strike, but it's the sharing. The what's the shit they call it? Revenue sharing, and I don't want to share revenue, so I've got to redo the video basically. So yes, we're gonna go live for a scheduled release. Yes.
I might be live from the GameStop line because I'm trying to get this. I'm trying to get this other controller, so I'll be in the line, but I will be live because I'll be chilling, unless I know I ain't gonna get the controller and I'll come back at 10. But yeah, we'll be live for the schedule. Not a problem. We'll talk about the schedule. That won't be a problem. We got a big meeting coming up on Friday that we can't tell y'all about just yet. Sure does.
But we just scheduled a pretty big meeting that corresponds to the audio portion of our podcast. Y'all know we've been recently posting our stuff on Apple Podcasts and Google Play and all that stuff. Is back up. So something big is about to happen to the audio portion for our podcast, and I can't wait to release it. We have a big meeting on Friday about it, so we'll let y'all know as soon as that goes down. But yeah, big stuff is happening with PNP, man.
Let me hold on a second. Let me. I gotta respond to something. Hold on one second. Let me say something to you. Even though I got alcohol in my system, let me be clear with somebody. Ghost Star, let me say something to you, sir. I will destroy you in most of the games behind me. I will destroy you. I will beat you limb from limb. I will eat your children. Shout out to Mike Tyson. I will destroy you. Now, let me be clear when I say this.
Dave eating people kids, bro.
Like, let me be clear. Listen. Let me explain something to you, bro. I did esports before esports was a thing.
This is true.
Like, let me be clear to you guys. Like, let me clear this up for the people in the back.
So yeah,
there's no pause. There's no pause about to eat your children because Mike Tyson didn't have to pause. So why do I? Why do I have to pause? why do I have to pause?
So yeah, it's on. Our stuff is on Spotify, all the major podcast platforms. You can catch the audio portion. But yeah, there's something big happening soon, and we'll announce it probably Friday or maybe Monday or whatever. All right. So with that said, man, we gonna get up out of here. Man, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe button, all that stuff on the way out.
Bruh, I haven't played the demo yet, but I do plan on picking up Street Fighter 6 the first day. Like my plan is I'm gonna bring my PlayStation 5 with me to Philadelphia for the Roost picnic, and I'm gonna get myself ready for Street Fighter 6. That weekend during the Roost picnic. But yeah, I am gonna have it. Don't fret. And you're right. Tyson would definitely bite the ear off. I don't bite ears. That is clear. But nah, we got some big things coming up, guys. Like, we hope if all goes well on Friday, I think we're gonna have a big announcement for you guys on Tuesday if all goes well on Friday. If all goes well on Friday, I think we're gonna have a big announcement for you guys on Tuesday. Look, man, you know what, man? I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna bring back the streaming channel. I'm gonna do it because I during the pandemic I did stream live like almost every other day, but y'all weren't watching. But I will pick a day to go live. Maybe I'll go live 1 hour before HBCU Nightly on Wednesday. Maybe that's what I'll do. Let me see if I can make that work. Because HBCU Nightly goes on at 10. And I think it's going to go back up to 9. So maybe I'll do an hour. I'll pick a game to stream. It'll just be some random game. Maybe it'll be retro. Maybe it'll be new. And I'll pick a game to go live. And I'll figure it out. Maybe I'll stream on my personal channel. And then maybe I'll do PNP Twitch. And then maybe we'll figure it out. Maybe I'll start tomorrow. Let me see if I can. I don't know if I can pull off tomorrow. But maybe, definitely by next week, I'll try to figure something out. And I'll do that. I already had a Twitch. Like, I used to stream every day during the pandemic, so.
All right. Let's get up out of here, man. Again, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe button, notification bell, all that good stuff, man. It's a pleasure being with y'all tonight. Big things coming from PNP once more. And we will holler at y'all on whenever schedule releases on Thursday.
Thursday.
All right. We out of here.
Night.
See you on Thursday. Peace.